Let's move on to our top 5 stories of the week. Zach, let's get to the first one. A story here out of San Francisco, SF Gate, San Francisco Gate. Electric fence deters Trump sign thieves. This is actually a story out of New Bedford, Massachusetts. As a Massachusetts man tired of people stealing his Donald Trump campaign sign, has come up with a shocking solution: an electrified fence around it. It says he's a disabled Navy vet, and he's really. Every time he would put up a Trump sign, some jackass would go over there and steal it. So he's come up with a solution. We got a picture here that we can share. Now, I mean, this one isn't subtle at all, at all, is it?
Oh yeah, he's not trying to trick people. It would have been great if he would have somehow figured out how to hide it, so that way he could trick people into getting shocked.
Yeah,
I guess he's not trying to kill anybody. He's just saying like, "Don't fuck with my sign."
Yeah, it's a clear warning. Now, I guess what you could really even do is put up like the sign that they had at Jurassic Park or something, like warning high voltage or whatever those scary signs are.
Yeah, it could just be nothing. It could just be a regular fence, and you put up a high voltage sign. Does anyone really want to test that?
No.
Right? Does anyone really want to test that he's bluffing? I don't think so. Unless, I don't know if you could throw something at it, but I don't know.
Oh, I think that's a great point. Yeah, maybe just you got the news media out there. Just don't touch it, or you get electrified. It's just like the cord just runs to nothing.
Yeah, I want to know, like, do political signs really even do anything?
I don't know. That's a
like I've never like driven down the street and be like, "Oh, Biden sign. I'm going to vote for Biden." You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I would think because everybody knows Trump and Biden, right? Maybe for like,
I feel like it does more for like
more
local, people that you might have never heard of.
Yeah. What do you think? By the way, on that, you don't have to tell me who you vote for or anything like that, but you are a voter, right?
Yeah.
How do you determine local elections? Is it by party? Is it by random draw?
Sometimes it's by party. Sometimes it ends up being like if I know in advance. There are times when I'll see like local people signs, and I'll be like, "Hey, what's this person? What do they believe in?" And I'll just kind of like look them up a little bit before the polls. I try to stay as informed as possible before I actually go there and vote.
But it's difficult, isn't it?
It's so difficult. Yeah, sometimes they catch you on a whim, like, "Oh fuck, I didn't know we were voting on this," and you got to sit there and take the time to think about it. But
for me, I'll look. There was one. I guess last cycle in 2016. Well, I voted in 2018 as well, but I don't know what my method was. But I think I would look, school board something, and I think the local news like Tampa Bay Times or something will have a little bit of a write up on each person. But it's just basically what the campaign puts out for either side. Either the person that says they're going to do this really good thing, or the person that says they're going to do that really good thing, and it is kind of hard to decide. I will give you one example of where. It was a mosquito control officer or something for the county. And there was 2 candidates, I believe. And one of the candidates had Skeeter as a nickname. I said, I'm just voting for Skeeter.
Yeah, that's a great name. Get Skeeter in office.
Seems like the right man for the job, right?
Oh, man.
But it is tricky because we don't see typically debates, at that level. I mean, you will for governor and maybe for Senate or something like that. But even then, who's tuning in? So I do wonder if it just becomes, it's hard to really figure who to pick. And I think most of the time it probably comes down to party line votes. Would you agree?
I would agree with that. Yeah, people. I think 90% of the country probably comes down to party line votes for every single office.
The president, right?
No, yeah. Trump, president, Republican. Check mark, or Biden, Democrat, check mark. You know what I mean? It's
I'm voting
that's just how we vote in the country. That's just how bipartisanship works. But
2 parties.
Yeah, and back to like the guy's protecting his Trump sign in his front yard. It's like the same thing on both sides. I was telling you about a TikTok I saw where a guy had a Biden sign in his front yard that kept getting destroyed. And the way he deterred people was he put another sign next to his Biden sign that said, "If you destroy or steal my sign, I will donate $50 to Planned Parenthood." And his sign was like completely fine after that.
No one's going to touch it.
No one's going to touch it at that point. Good. Because I feel like everyone stealing that sign doesn't like Planned Parenthood. So they were like,
that's
all right.
That's a great one, yeah.
I want to know. I was thinking about this when you sent me this story. I want to know what's going to happen on election night because how like Like, I remember when I was growing up, I lived right across the street from a middle school that was always the polling place. So it's like every day, like on election day, you would like wake up and there would just be like political signs everywhere. You know what I mean? Just to try to get people in to vote. I want to know, like, on election night this year, what it's going to be like in the middle of the night when people come to like destroy the signs. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to have a group of Trump supporters there to like destroy the Biden signs, and you're going to have a group of Biden supporters there to destroy the Trump signs, and then they're going to like see each other. We're going to have like battlegrounds happening at like polling places. Like, I don't know if you saw Gangs of New York, but do you remember like the scene where there was like a fire going on? Yeah. And like both fire brigades showed up to put out the fire, and they started fighting each other instead of putting out the fire. Like, I wonder if that's what's going to happen overnight, the night before election, which it's just.
Well, it's going to see, which group has electrified their fences more.
Yeah.
Do you have any campaign signs in your neighborhood, or is that allowed? Or
do not? No, it's allowed. The only people that I've ever seen signs for moved. We had a family that lived 2 houses down, and they always had up Biden signs before they moved. Last election, they had up Hillary signs before they, when they still lived there. But that was it. I've never seen any other political signs in my neighborhood.
Yeah, I got one Trump sign in my neighborhood so far. I don't think it's electrified, but it's been in place.
Why don't you go test it? Go see it.
Go see. And I guess you are putting yourself out there, right? You're declaring yourself, for a team basically, and. You get victory or defeat, either one. It's a bit of a, I don't want to call it a bold move, but you are putting yourself out there.
Yeah.
You're wondering, to the extent that they influence. Some people would say that it's a measure of enthusiasm, but I don't know that does it really translate into votes. I would probably say no. I mean, unless it gives, maybe. I don't know. Is there an undecided voter out there who drives by and goes, "Wow, there's a lot of Trump signs. I better vote for Trump," or Biden signs, or the opposite? I don't think that's the case.
Yeah, that's a good way of looking at it. I guess it's no different than hanging out a Baltimore Ravens flag in my front yard. So we have a flag with sports in our front yard. We change out every sports season, so it goes between Ravens to Capitals to Orioles. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, so
that makes sense in that point of view.
But you haven't declared your political team, which is good. We try to be as I don't know if nonpartisan. Nonpartisan isn't the what are we? We're independent, right? We don't declare for a candidate. Let's put it that way.
Yeah,
we don't endorse anybody. We talk to everybody. I talked to Green Party candidate Howie Hawkins, talked to Constitution Party nominee Don Blankenship. Joe Biden, I don't think he's coming. Trump, probably not. But we're working on that, right?
We're working on it. Yeah, we've got to reach out to Trump's people.
Yeah. Well, come on. We'll come on and talk. I'll ask him about the signs.
Yeah.
So now this is nothing new. Sign stealing has become a thing, and it's I think after all the unrest and the contentiousness of this election season, it's intensified. But this also happened in the 2016 cycle. There's a number of stories around here, and we've actually have some pretty good video of what some people did to protect their signs. Let's cut to this one.
This is surveillance video of someone trying to steal this homemade Donald Trump sign from Mike Horn's
broad daylight too.
I know, you got cars going by.
Because it's our right as United States citizens.
How about this guy,
to be able to voice our opinion on how we want to vote.
But the would-be thief didn't get very far
Looks like a
because
kid.
the sign is padlocked to
a
horn that Horton beat into the ground himself to keep people from stealing it.
Right here is a steel rod that you can't see that I beat into the ground.
So you beat a steel rod into the ground?
Very inventive of him.
I'm a journeyman iron worker. I can beat anything. I've beat on iron my whole life.
Last Thursday was the third time in about a month that Horton and his wife found the sign on the
I want to
ground.
find this man.
This is what the kid probably did.
Me too.
He went like this, and he ran like this, and went.
Oh man, we got to get this guy on the show, Dave. We got to find out this guy. We got to see if any of his signs for this election.
We got to reach out to him. Yeah.
Trump in the neighborhood is sad and disgusting. But it didn't stop Horton from putting up another Trump sign.
It's actually not a bad idea.
I don't really know why I like him, but everything that comes out of his mouth, almost everything that comes out of his mouth, I agree with.
Which is enough reason for Horton to keep his sign up.
I unlock it and take it in every night and baby it, put it in a safe little spot.
Oh man,
That's great.
that's
And
a great
we have
video.
we have one more on topic. This one's hilarious too.
Out what happens when a guy tries to
Oh.
steal a Trump sign
He got
from his
zapped.
neighbor's lawn. Watch this.
And he runs away.
All right, so there's no sound. You can see the guy running on the lawn.
How'd he get zapped?
Trying to steal the sign.
I guess this one was
Booby trapped somehow.
Now, yeah, so this one is more. That's hilarious. So
he booby trapped it.
now this one is more subtle, Zach. This one
Yeah.
doesn't have the big electrified fence around it. There's some hidden device under there. Right?
Yeah, they're trying to get you. That's great. I don't know why this makes me think of this one time in high school when I was a senior. These a friend of mine was pulling a prank on me, and he like went around to stores that have like signs like that just for their businesses, and he took like 20 of them and like surrounded my car with them. So like I like got up to go to school the next day, and there was just like nothing but like signs like surrounded my car, so I couldn't get out. It was really good.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Is this? You think someone could face charges for this with having?
I mean, it's private property.
This, you shouldn't be there anyways, right?
Yeah, it's private property,
Well,
right?
what if? What if there's a bear trap in your lawn? I mean, at what point is this reasonable? I don't know.
Oh man, I guess that's going to come down to your local jurisdictions. Because obviously, it's not like a situation where your life's being threatened. I guess it depends on how much damage is done to the other person.
Right. So if it's under a certain amount of voltage, maybe it's just a little buzz. Like
Yeah, a little buzz is fine. If you kill the person, if it looks like on Home Alone 1, where what's his face got electrocuted and turned to a skeleton, then that's probably an excessive use of force for sign stealing, and you might go to jail. Why people shouldn't even have to be worrying about this.
This is so petty.
Yeah, that's where the bullshit is. People shouldn't even have to worry about someone stealing their signs.
No.
You know what I mean? Big fucking deal. You guys got a Trump sign in his front yard. You know, big fucking deal. He's got a Biden sign in his front yard. Like, come on, man. Who cares?
You should be able to, pass a house and see a political sign and have it not enrage you and have it not move you to the point where you have to go steal it to make some point. And you shouldn't have to worry about surveilling your own property and coming up with more intricate and potentially harmful ways of preventing people from stealing.
We're gonna see like Indiana Jones stuff next. Like someone's gonna pull the sign out of the ground, and like a gigantic boulder will start like rolling. We'll start like rolling towards them, and then you'll see them like trying to like run away with like the sign in their hand. Like,
well, okay, so maybe maybe because I was thinking like the poison darts when he's running, but maybe just like a tranquilizer dart. I don't know. Maybe that's probably crossing legal. Well, then again, the rolling ball is crossing some legal line too.
oh god,
oh, that's hilarious. Oh, great one.